Hey guys, Joshua here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the November PC build log and also tests. If you haven't checked it out, I covered the parts used in this build in a previous video, so I'll link that in the description box below so you can go check that out if you like, but I'll just go over this specs on this quickly anyway. The CPU is a Ryzen 5 2600 paired with the Aorus GTX 1060 6GB graphics card and 16GB of G.Skill memory. In the end, I didn't get the ADATA SSD, so I'm going with the Samsung 960 EVO 250GB M.2 SSD for my boot drive and essentials, with the Gigabyte 512GB SSD for storage. And now onto the build montage. This PC I wouldn't say was the easiest to put together because it is a mini ITX case, but Phanteks did a very good job in making the case relatively easy to build in because you can literally strip the whole thing to its frame only and then install the components. And with only the frame, cable management actually becomes a lot easier because you can see and you can move around very easily. I definitely didn't experience any major issues when building in this case, except for the fact that because it is quite small, you'll definitely have to be very careful when installing the parts to not scratch the sides, because when you're on the inside, you might actually bump your parts against the case frame and stuff like that. I was actually slightly worried about airflow because there's only a single fan port for the bottom and two at the front, so after testing a few configurations, I realized that having all three fans set to pull air in ensured that I had the best temperatures, as you will see in the test. With all three fans set to pull, the only place hot air is pushed out is actually the top part of the case. So under load it does get a little bit warm up here, but other than that, to me the temps are pretty much ideal. Spoiler alert, I never broke past the 80 degrees Celsius mark even under load. On to the benchmark and tests.
For Cinebench, the OpenGL score is 110.62 FPS, while the CPU has a score of 1222 CB. PCMark 10, the overall score is 3660, with the Essentials scoring 7433, Productivity at 4413, and Digital Content Creation at 4058. In 3D Mark TimeSpy, you're getting an overall score of 4467, with the graphics score being 4309 and the CPU score at 5647. In PUBG, with everything on Ultra, this is super nice. You're getting above 70 FPS. Sometimes when the background does render into play, you will get a little bit below 70, about 68, 69, but generally you will be able to maintain everything at 70 plus FPS easily. As you can see, as I'm driving, things will be rendering, and yeah, you get about a little bit below 70, but as you can see, as it renders out very quickly, everything just goes back up to 70 plus FPS. In Fortnite, with everything on Epic, you're getting even better performance, so everything at above 100 FPS. And just let me go get some extra stuff. And let's see how it goes as I attempt to build some stuff. So as you can see, even as I build, it only drops to about 80 plus FPS, so definitely super playable. So as you can see, even as I'm building up a stairway to heaven, it's still able to maintain about 90 to 100 FPS. When on idle, the PC times are actually very good. The CPU maintains at about 46 degrees Celsius, while the GPU maintains at about 37 degrees Celsius. Running the CPU at full load with Prime 95, I'm actually super impressed with the CryoRig C7 CU cooler, because as you can see, temperatures are maintaining about 49 degrees Celsius, and I've only seen it hit about 50 degrees Celsius at the max. Running the GPU on 100% load with the Final Fantasy 15 benchmark, and as you can see, the temperatures maintain around 75 to 76 degrees Celsius, and I'm actually pretty happy with this because airflow in this case is actually pretty restricted.
As you can see, this PC performs superbly and I am very happy with its performance. For the general aesthetics, you notice there's barely any lights on in this case, and it's quite dim, just because I didn't install the Phanteks light in, which maybe in the future I would, but currently I do like the muted and dark look with just the G.Skill RGB RAM lit up so I can tell the PC is on even from afar. I'll probably also put some black tape or find some way or other to hide the white stickers on the PSU to get an all black look, or I'll just wait for the 3 years warranty to be over and then remove it. Another point to take note of is I used the CryoRig QF 140 fans in this build, and one of them being the Performance series is slotted on the bottom, and the other two are the Silent series which I put at the front. I put the Performance series on the bottom to get as much air in as possible from there, and as you can see, it's not that high, so yeah, the Performance series would be able to drag more air in. For the front, I'm glad I went with the Quiet series because on idle, it is actually pretty quiet. With speakers on when watching shows or listening to music, the fan noise is barely audible in a very quiet environment, and if you're wearing headphones or earphones, you won't even hear the PC. Even when the CPU fan and GPU fan ramps up to max underload to cool the whole system, the max sound level is around 50 dB, so slightly noticeable but not over the top loud like a jet engine kind of thing. And overall, this PC takes every checkmark for me when building a mid-tier PC that's not only good for gaming, but also for productivity and work. And it's all in a very nice form factor also. Okay, let me know what you thought of this month's PC in the comments below. Are you planning on building your own soon? If you are, what are the specs going to be? Like and subscribe for more tech and gaming content. Hit the notification bell to get notified when new videos come up, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!